Hello everybody, this is Wanda from Deep South Homestead. Today, it's the Homestead Box. Hey, Danny and I fight over these things every month. When they come in the door, if we think we know what it might be related to, we kind of put it to the side and I'll go, that's probably yours or that's probably mine, and we don't open it. But this time we had absolutely no clue what it might pertain to. So Danny opened it, and when he did, and we saw the instructions, it's called Homestead HERBal Remedies. I said, that's mine, put it up. Just saying. Plus, Danny doesn't have a voice right now. So this box was all for me. It's all herbal remedies and things like this, and I've been going back and forth with them at House Tools about this. They mentioned this a while back, and I said, hey, this is an excellent box. People need to know their herbs, and they need to have a starter kit and things like that. And guys, I am a wellness advocate for doTERRA. I believe in my oils, but I do believe you need to know what's on your homestead and how to find them. So this box is full of goodies. So one thing from Cutlery Pro is these gardening scissors. They're to cut herbs and things like that. And they have 5 blades and a cleaner here with it so that you can clean in between the blades. And you can just whack those herbs up into little pieces for your teas, to add into your meals if you cook with them, things like that. And that's the deal. You need to learn to cook with them. You need to know how to forage for them. You need to know what you have available and how to use it for medicine. Okay, so the scissors was one thing. Okay, this one probably I just had a fit over. This is a mortar and pestle. It is from Helen's Asian Kitchen, and I'm just really excited because when I looked at the features on this, it's just unreal. It's called a classic sriracha. It has a wooden pestle, and the little bowl is fantastic. It's just the right size for teas and making things, but inside is ridged. And I'm going to show you a close-up of it, but it is ridged inside. So that when you put this on a rubber mat or something like that and you go to rolling around with this, your stuff doesn't squirm around. Most of them are smooth inside like the outside. And when you go to mash them on your herbs and things, it just slides around and you have to be careful with some of it. But this has these ridges, and this is awesome. I'm really liking this. I did not have a little small one like this at all. So this is perfect. I love it. Tea is something that here in the United States, people don't drink that much of. They drink like iced tea here in the South, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your herbal teas. The key to good health and living off the land would be your herbal teas. And Southwest Botanicals sent peppermint, dandelion, and elderberry. So you can make your own tinctures, you can make your own teas, you can make your own salves. You can use these in any form you want. These are dried plants. It'll either be the leaves, the stems, the roots, the berries. I like elderberries as the berries. You have the part that has been harvested. And so you don't have to go out and get it. It is already harvested for you. Usually, herbs like this, if you will take them out and store them in something airtight, will last for 2 or 3 years. If they're dried, maybe even longer, because I used to store my herbs in airtight containers up to 5 years. So you still get the medicinal benefits from a dried herb. And I have a dehydrator. If you guys need a dehydrator, you need to get one. It's very important with your herbs. This one is very special now. This is from Lisa's Creations. It's an herbal remedy sampler kit. And I have tried many of these herbs when I was an herbal consultant years ago. In the kit is the Damiana, eucalyptus, feverfew, garlic, ginkgo, lavender, St. John's wort, Yuva ursi, white willow bark, and yerba mate. Okay, out of all these, it will deal with your stomach, your kidneys, nerves, pain. You have female problems. Then you have some for fevers. This covers it. You can make a tea out of any of these for whatever symptom. The Damiana is a women's herb. Lavender is a calming herb. You have the ginkgo for kind of energy. The Yuva ursi for the kidneys and that part. White willow for pain. Great sampler kit from Lisa's Creations. And it comes, let me show you a little bit. It's a sampler. They're little small so that you get an idea before you order a whole lot. I would recommend things like this from Lisa's Creations, that you order a sample kit of some of the different herbs before you order pounds of them and don't need them. This one, elderberries and more from Back to Basics 101. This is a cute kit. Elderberries and more is the home remedy for colds, flu, and more. They give you the elderberries, the dried elderberries. They give you a little glass in it, and they give the honey to sweeten it with, which is pretty awesome. The directions on the back: elderberries are the prominent ingredient in elderberries and more, but it has other things in it. Even elderberries was used by Hippocrates, and it was used in 70 other, besides colds and flu, it was used in different 70 other medical remedies for different conditions. In this, they add rose hips, hibiscus for vitamin C, bilberry for the antioxidants, cinnamon and clove for taste and effectiveness. 6 ingredients. That's it. They don't add flavors. They don't add sweeteners. They don't add anything. You can add your own honey if you want. You can drink it as is. But this is pretty awesome. It tells how to boil it down and make a syrup, drain it, add your sweetener, and store it in the fridge. Great starter kit for those that are wanting to make their own elderberries. And this is from Back to Basics 101. And finally, the Herbal Handbook for Homesteaders. I told them they needed a book in this one because this is like the most important. I told them I couldn't find books that showed plants in the South that looked like the plant here in the South. Now there's many herb books out there, and I've got a supply of them. But the way they take the picture sometimes just does not do it justice for where we live. So when I picked this book up and I flipped to this page, it shows mullein right here. Okay, I can look at this mullein and I can tell you what it looks like. It is awesome. That's like one of the best pictures I've ever seen in any herb book of mullein. Danny and I were talking about Spanish needles. The picture in here was enough that you can tell. I like it. It shows all kinds of things with the Spanish needles. It tells how to make cough syrups. Shows exactly what lemon and bergamot looks like. Gives you a good picture of the leaves and stuff so you can tell exactly what you're doing. It tells how to make decoctions. The difference between infusions, decoctions. Of course, all herbal books probably have that. But with this one, it is written by Aremisia. This book is written by Aremisia, and I may not be saying that right, y'all. It tells how to make skin-soothing salves, shows witch hazel and plantain, and we have plenty of plantain, but most of the pictures are little bitty. It's hard to tell that that's what plantain is. And it even tells it shows, this is the different chapters. You've got getting started, the mints and herbal teas, immunity and remedies, bug repellents and skin soothers, allergies and pain, and eating herbal through the seasons. With these chapters, it breaks it down into what you need for each one. It's not like A, B, C, D, E, F, G through the herbal gauntlet of plants. It breaks each one up. If you wanted to know what you use for allergies and pain, you've got the whole chapter 5 to go and look through, and she tells you how to make the teas or the salves or whatever you need in that chapter for pain. You don't have to go look through an herb and say, okay, this one's for pain, and then you have to flip to another chapter for how to make a concoction and another chapter for the recipe and all. She has it broken down chapter by chapter. And I'm just a book nut. I love this book already. I've been looking through it for a couple of days, and I'm really psyched with this whole setup here that they did at the Homestead Box. So if you're into herbs, you're into learning how to forage, there's foraging in here. If you want to start your own teas, make your own concoctions, make your own elderberry syrup. It's worth it in the cold and flu season. These little handy items are a must if you're going to be doing herbs and learning how to use your herbs. It is a process and it takes a while. It is a process to learn herbs and how to use them. I would suggest choosing 3 or 4 for whatever symptoms you have, ordering some of those, figuring out how to use them. Lisa's Creations, the sampler kit, pretty awesome. It covers almost any type of anything. You can figure it out. Guys, check out the Homestead Box. I think it's pretty cool that the Homestead Box decided to do this type of a box, because medicine and home remedies is one of the biggest things that most people overlook. They're still running to the doctors, and I'm not saying don't go to a doctor when you need to, but there's a lot of these symptoms that could be handled with a simple tea. So guys, the Homestead Box knocked it out of the water. I keep saying that every time they send one. Either Danny or I love whatever is in these boxes. Homestead Herbal Remedies from the Homestead Box. Check them out, guys. There's a link in the description below. This is a subscription box. You can get one every month. You can order specific ones. They do have that there. The Homestead Box was very beneficial in our gathering. They sent us stuff off and on. We had things from the Homestead Box in the giveaways. Guys, we love the Homestead Box. I can't say enough about how well they put these boxes together. So thank you, the Homestead Box, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you from Deep South Homestead.